Hi, Vicki here. I've got a sequence today for some hip opening and hip stretching. Whether you sit at a desk all day or if you're an active athlete or somewhere in between, those hips can get real tight and they can affect how you move and how you feel. So this take a few minutes today to open up those hips and feel a little bit better. Today I've got a strap with me. You can also use a belt or a hand towel if you don't have a yoga strap. And I also have one block. If you don't have a block, you can use a small pillow or a folded up blanket. All right, grab your things and I'll meet you on your mat. All right, we're gonna start today in child's pose. So start making your way into child's pose, coming to hands and knees, bringing those knees about as wide as the mat, those big toes together. Sit back on those heels for a moment, and then release the upper body down. You can let those arms stretch out in front of you. Here, we're focusing more on the hips. So just kind of relax into it. Let those hips open a bit. We're gonna hang out here for about 5 breath cycles. It's also an opportunity to just let everything slow down a bit before we get started. Try to set aside that to-do list in the next few minutes here. Just focus a little bit on your own self-care. Focus on feeling better. Your next inhale, start making your way towards hands and knees. I'm going to keep my knees pretty wide here, and we're just going to sit back and come forward a few times. So as you exhale, let those hips come back towards the heels. Inhale, lift up. You can even come forward a little bit. Exhale, sit. Inhale, lift. Get a little bit of movement in those joints. A few more here. We're going to make our way into easy pose, so take a seat on your mat. Easy pose is crisscross applesauce. You will naturally put your dominant leg in front. And from here, sit up nice and tall for a moment, and then start to walk your hands forward. Coming into a bit of a forward fold. Just feel a nice stretch in that front hip. Just let your upper body hang here. Just want to go far enough that you start to feel a stretch. With each exhale, try to release more into the pose. Each of our poses today, we're going to hang out there for about 5 to 10 breath cycles. Just letting the body release as much as possible. Walk those hands back in to lift you back up to center. Lengthen those legs out in front of you. Give them a good twitch. Shake them out a bit. All right, and then come back into your easy pose. This time putting your opposite leg in front, non-dominant leg. All right, start by sitting up tall to begin, and then start working your way down into that fold. Same thing here, just coming forward enough that you feel a good stretch in the front hip. You might be lifted quite a bit here. That's a-okay. Find your range of motion, your level of flexibility. Just let the upper body kind of hang here. Not expecting a lot of effort from the upper body today. Your next inhale, start working your way back up to that seat. Sit up nice and tall. All right, we're going to come into our next one, which is called Deer. I've also heard it called 90-90s. because you're kind of making 90-degree angles with each of the legs. So bringing my right thigh and my right hip and my right knee in a line here, and then letting the shin come into that 90-degree angle. Doing the same with the left. So sit up tall here, just let that hip open a bit. And then we're going to switch to the opposite side, so I'm just going to flip my legs. Sit up tall there. Find that spot. And then we're going to work with the breath here for a couple rounds. So as you inhale, switch to the opposite side. Each inhale, move. Those hips work a bit. Do about 5 to 6 rounds here. Couple more. And one more. All right, and then come to your starting point. So if you started with your right knee out in front of you, come back to that spot. And then we're going to turn towards that left leg and allow the upper body to come down. We're going to come into a bit of a fold here. Same thing here. If you find yourself better up on your hands, hang out there. If you want to come down onto your forearms, please do. Some of you may even come lower. In the spot that feels good for you. These all should feel good, like a nice stretch. I don't want to be in pain in these. All right, work your way back up to center, and then flip so that your opposite leg is to the front. So my left knee and hip are in a line here. I'm going to work my way over, down on the other side. Today's practice is more of a yin practice. Not hanging out there quite as long as we would in a traditional yin. But we are letting our body kind of relax into each posture. Really find it. Moving nice and slow today. Alright, use an inhale to work your way back up to center. Lengthen those legs out in front of you. Give them a good wiggle. All right, and then we're gonna make our way into lizard. I'm gonna come to hands and knees, kind of that neutral tabletop position to start. And then I'm gonna bring my right foot up and outside of both hands. From there, I'm gonna scoot that left knee back a little bit, opening up some. And then I'm gonna let that right foot roll out onto the knife edge. So you can stay right here, lift it up on those hands. If you want a deeper stretch, you're gonna come down onto your forearms. You could utilize that block as a place to land your forearms if you want somewhere in between. Find that spot that works best for you. And we're going to hang out here for a few more breath cycles. In lizard, we're working the ankle, the knee, and the hip joint. All those big joints in the legs. You may also feel some good stretch in your glutes. Some of the quad. And with your next inhale, let that foot roll back in. Make your way back to that tabletop position. Take a moment in that neutral spot. Let the hips go from side to side a couple times. And then let's make our way to the left side. So bringing that left foot up and outside of both hands. I'm going to scoot back that right knee a bit. And then from there, roll out the left foot to the knife edge. Staying either lifted on the hands or coming down lower. Whatever feels best for you. You want to feel that stretch, but only as intensely as you're looking for. Make sure you're not going to that point of pain. Discomfort is okay. uncomfortable. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable is part of yin as well. All right, with our next inhale, we're going to start making our way back up to that tabletop position. Bring that knee back under you, line everything up. Let those hips go side to side a couple times. All right, we're next going to make our way into pigeon. This is one that a lot of people think about when we think of hip openers. We're going to bring that right knee towards the right wrist and then release that left leg behind you. You can see that I'm a little lifted here. I could place a block below my leg to give me a little bit of lift there. I'll show you what that looks like. Just for a little bit of support there. You also have the option to come down onto those forearms or even lower if that feels good for you. You should feel this stretch mainly in the outside of the right hip. Each exhale, try to release more into the posture. That's something you might hear me say numerous times throughout any of these classes where we hold our poses for a while. So to try to hold the body together, hold everything tight, and then let everything release, relax. Your next inhale, start making your way towards that tabletop position once more. Got that block under your hip, go ahead and move it out of the way. Those hips go side to side a couple times. And then make your way to the left side. So left knee towards left wrist. Release that right leg behind you. And start staying up nice and tall, or you can relax down onto those forearms. Maybe come down lower. Sometimes it's nice to put that block under your forehead. Give yourself a place to land. It's more of a sleeping swan than a pigeon then. With your next inhale, start making your way back up towards tabletop. And once again, those hips go side to side a couple times. Our next few poses we're going to do from the back. Actually, the rest we're going to do from the back. Go ahead and have that strap handy. And then roll it down. We're going to start by lining up all of our joints in our right leg. So lengthen out that left leg, use that strap or other device and wrap it around the ball of that right foot. Bring that left arm out to the side. Kind of a counterbalance there. And then take a moment to just line up all the joints. That hip, knee, and ankle in a line. Using that right hand to hang on to the right leg. Not really pulling too much here, but fairly loose. Now as you exhale, start letting that right leg go down to the right side. Stopping where you need to without lifting the left side of the body. We want to keep both sides of the body grounded here. Cosmic has decided to join us today. Bring that leg back up to center, line up all those joints once more. Then we're going to switch which hand has a hold of the strap. So move it to your left hand, let that right arm come out to the side. And this time we're going to let that right leg come across the body. This one you'll feel on the outside of the hip, into the glutes. You even feel it a bit in the low back there. This series is one of my very favorites. So really go down those hips. And with an inhale, bring that leg back up once more. Line up those joints one more time. And then release the right foot. Lengthen out, take a moment laying on your back, both legs down. Alright, let's move to the left side. Bending that left knee, lifting the left foot, get that strap around the ball of the foot. Strap in the left hand this time. Start by lining up those joints, bringing the right arm out to the side. Moment there. As you exhale, start letting that left leg come down and open on the left side. Once again, only going as far as we can without letting that right side of the body lift. I'm going to try and keep that left shoulder and left bun in the mat. Right shoulder and right bun, sorry. Use an inhale to bring that leg back up to center. Line everything up. And then allow, switch hands, then allow that leg to come across the body. Left arm out to the side. Maybe a little bit of an anchor there. Find every time you exhale, comes down a little bit further. Inhale to come back up to center and release the left foot. Lengthen out. Both legs be long there for a moment. Bend both knees, bring both knees flat to the mat. And then we're going to bring that right ankle to the left knee. Kind of open up the hip there. This is figure four. We're going to spend just a moment here. And then use your hands to grip behind that left thigh and pull it in towards you. You do this, your low back should relax into the mat. You'll feel a nice stretch in that right hip. If your arms aren't long enough to reach the back of that thigh, you can utilize that strap. Or you can just lift the legs. Not quite as much of a stretch. You'll still feel it. Exhale, release, set that foot back down. Bring the arms out to the sides. And then as one unit, we're going to let that lower body twist and bring that right foot down to the mat. This time we're working that IT band a bit. If your foot doesn't quite reach, place a block under it, give yourself a little bit of leverage there. Inhale to come back up to center. And then release that foot back down, right foot back to the mat. Take a moment. Even everything out. And then bring left ankle to right knee. Open up that left hip. Take a moment right there in figure four. using those hands or your strap, or just lifting the legs. Get it into reclined pigeon here. Make sure you're not leaning too far one way or the other. Center up a bit here. This is my favorite pose to come into for any sciatica pain issues. Or if my low back is really tight. This tends to give some relief. All right, release those hands, bring those arms out to the side. Let that foot come down, and then twist. Allow that left foot to come down to the right side, pointing that knee up towards the ceiling. Adding that twist in to our figure four. Once again, you have the option to put that yoga block under your foot if you need a little bit of support there. So inhale to come up to center, and then release the left foot to the mat. Take a moment, both feet on the mat. Center back up. All right, one last pose here. We're gonna let those feet come together and come into reclined butterfly. So the feet come together, the soles of the feet, and just let those knees open and fall down towards the mat. And on the inside of the hip joints now. Keep those arms open to the sides and relax them down, whatever feels best for you. The next inhale, bring those knees back up. Take a moment with the knees together, widen the feet out a bit. A little counter butterfly, just for a breath or two. And bring those feet back in and relax the legs down. We're going to take just a moment on our back here in Savasana. Just about 2 to 3 breath cycles. Just let everything relax here. You can close your eyes for a moment. Just enjoy a couple breaths. Full body stretch. Extend those legs overhead. Lengthen all the way out. And then as you release, cross those ankles, roll up to a seat. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release out. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Hope to see you again soon. Have a great day.